Real estate broker Karen Hesevic is suing Richard Boudreau and Mary Whitney for making a false complaint to her employer and causing her to be fired.
Order. All rise. Hello. Okay. Yeah, this is case number 244 on the calendar in the matter Hesevic versus Boudreau Whitney. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Hesevic, it is your complaint that because of the defendant's conduct in reporting certain behavior that really never happened on your part, that you lost your job. You want to be compensated for that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the defendants say that they had some business dealings with you. They found your conduct unacceptable. They reported that to your boss, and they had a legitimate right to do that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What kind of business were you in?
I sold the gutter cover to keep debris out of gutters.
And how long had you worked for them?
About 4 or 5 months.
How did you find the defendants, or they found you?
They called in, I think, on a radio ad.
Is that true?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened that caused you to call and make a complaint about the plaintiff?
Your Honor, basically it was just Karen's behavior. We were very interested in the product. It looked very good, and I expressed to her in the beginning.
Tell me what the product looks like.
It's actually a sheet metal device that goes over your gutter to deflect the needles and leaves off the gutter and allow the water to go in. Awesome product. Anyhow, we were very interested in the product. Karen came out to the house. We asked her to do an estimate. She left me with a tape and a sample of the product. I expressed to her that I wanted my wife to see the tape because she wasn't home at the time.
What date was that?
I believe that was the Saturday, the 24th, I believe was that was the date, yeah. Anyhow, she expressed to me that she needed the tape back. It was her last tape. And I clearly understood that and promised her we'd get it back to her. My wife got home late that evening, didn't get a chance to view the tape. The next day, she did, which was a Sunday. We in turn decided at that point that we had some friends that would be interested in the product as well. So we figured we'd hang on to it till Monday and get it back to her. Over the weekend, Karen left several nasty grams on my telephone, on my cell phone, expressing her desire to get the product back.
The tape back.
Right. Come Monday, she made a phone call or two to the house, which my wife, Whitney, answered, and she can tell you basically what took place there.
She called me on the phone. She called me on the phone and she says, "I really need to get my tape back." And I said, "Well, I got a friend that owns a gutter company, and I wanted to let them see it to see if they thought it was credible, that it might work." And she goes, "Well, I really need to get my tape back." I says, "Well, do you only have one tape?" She goes, "Yep, I only have one tape." I go, "Well, okay, fine." I said, "Come get it," and she did.
On what date did she come?
It was on Monday evening.
Okay.
Which would have been the 26th, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what
26.
happened when plaintiff came and got the tape?
At that point, Your Honor, I'd arrived home from work, and I got a knock on the door, and it was Karen. She was obviously upset. I said nothing at first, went and got the tape, handed it to her, and said, "I apologize that you didn't get it back as quick as you wanted based on the messages I retrieved." She was obviously upset. She got cranky with me and, grabbed it out of my hands and was obviously not real happy about the whole thing. And I said, "Karen, the product that you're representing is awesome. I love it. We're interested in it. But the way you're treating me, I'm not going to buy anything from you." Her response was, "I don't want to sell you anything." And I said, "Fine." Then I asked her to leave or I'd call the police. Now, several days went by and I got a subpoena served to our house, and it referred to a Bruce Hesevic who was suing us for something. Now, I never met a Bruce. I haven't got a clue who Bruce was. So I was shocked. I didn't know what it was all about. In doing further research, I recognized the last name, which is on the back of her flyer, Hesevic and then Karen. So
What kind of subpoena did you get?
I got a small claim subpoena that said my wife and I, who she never met, Your Honor, were being sued for loss of income, liable, malicious behavior, slander, and so on.
May I see it, please?
Sure.
Now, in between during that week's period of time, had you in fact called the plaintiff's employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you left that part out.
I beg your pardon,
sir.
ma'am. I did call the gutter people. I spoke to Mr. Steve, and I expressed my interest in this product. And I said a lady named Karen came to our house to show your product over the weekend, left us a tape. We wanted to view the tape for a longer period of time. She took it back, was very upset with me for keeping it. "Can you please send me another tape?" And he said, "Well, you're saying Karen?" And I'm saying, "Yes, Karen." He says, "Well, I have no Karen working for me." He goes, "There is a Bruce that works for me in that area. You're sure it wasn't a man?" I says, "No, it was a lady named Karen." "Fine, I'll send you a copy of the tape." Then a short while after that, we had a sheriff come to our house looking for us. We weren't there. We were at a PTA meeting. My boys told us.
And then you got served with
Served
this.
after, yep. Okay. And then I went down to the courthouse and filed for a jury trial, figuring I'm going to get this thing out in the open.
Okay, now I got you.
Bingo.
And it would be fair to say that in your conversation with Mr. you voiced some displeasure with the salesperson.
Absolutely.
You did. You said, I don't like the way I'm
Absolutely,
being treated. I didn't like the way I was treated.
No, I'm a sales manager, Your Honor, and I think when you want to make a sale, you're
Okay.
nice to people.
Bruce and Karen, same person?
Yes.
Okay, so that's both you. Now, when you went to work for this gutter cover company, did you interview with this Mr.?
Yes. I actually did sales before I ever met him, and then,
For the same company?
yeah, I was working for the previous franchiser, and he came down after that. I sold several deals before that.
When you interviewed and worked for them previously, you worked for them as Bruce.
Right.
To your knowledge, did this Mr. know that you were also Karen?
We had talked about it. I called the office and said that there would be a person as Karen out there, and that my hair was long, and that people do see me as a woman.
You intend to maintain that persona?
Yes.
My problem, Ms. Hesevic, is that you seem to ascribe some behavior to the defendants, which is actionable. Why do you believe that they do not have a right to call your employer and say, I'm dissatisfied with the kind of treatment that I got from your rep. I like the product. I'm interested in buying the product. And if your employer decides, for whatever reason, to let you go, why do you feel as if you have the right to sue the defendants?
Because when I talked to Steve on Tuesday, he told me that the severity of their complaint against me was such that he had to believe that they were telling the truth. I told him they were not telling the truth, and then I told him exactly what happened. And as she said, she told me to come out and pick up the tape. On the phone call, she did not say that. She hung up on me. And I have copies of the phone call that was made to him. He said I made several threatening phone calls.
You went out there to get the tape.
Yes.
No, I said
What
nasty grams. I didn't say phone call.
Nasty grams.
Yeah, on my cell phone.
When you went out there to get the tape, tell me what happened.
Well, I got out of my car. Their kids yelled from the top of the deck that the lady from the gutter is here. And I heard her yelling at her kids, I don't want to talk to her. Tell them to go down to the basement door and talk to the father. And so they came out and told me that. So I went around under the deck into the basement door that they have there. He opened the door part way and handed me the tape, and he said some remarks to me. And I said, well, you promised to have it back to me by 5 p.m. on Saturday. I said, you never called? He said, oh, yes, I did. But I was at home from 3 o'clock all the way till 10 o'clock at night. There wasn't one phone call. I have a message machine on my machine.
There you go. That's why you didn't answer it.
And
Sorry.
no messages were even left.
Nope. That's
So?
true.
So, yeah.
So?
And, yeah, so he didn't call to say he wasn't going to meet me. He could have left a message machine on there. He knew that the
So what
tape
did you
was
say to
important. He made some comments, and then I told him that I had to use that for sales, and that as he knew I had appointments on Monday morning, I didn't get the tape till 7 o'clock Monday night.
And?
So he says, well, you're losing more business.
You forget the golden credo,
Yep.
which is the customer's always right.
Want me to deliver the damn tape? I'm sorry.
The customer's always right. Because you had a real live customer there. You had a customer who was really interested in your product.
$6 grand.
Listen,
I'm sorry. I
that's a
won't believe
hothead. Let me ask you this question. Why didn't you call Gutter and have them give you another tape?
I had sent a memo up to him on Monday morning saying that I need another tape.
Why didn't you go there?
Oh, they're out of Seattle, and I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, so they have to send it to you.
Yeah.
Why did you wait until you were down to your last tape?
I only had one tape all the time.
Well, that sounds like a not very good policy. What happens if that
That's
tape?
all the company gives.
Well, that's kind of stupid.
Right, yeah.
You don't have a cause of action, Ms. Hesevic. He has an absolute right to call the company and say, I don't like her attitude. I don't like the way she spoke to me. I was interested in your product. I'm still interested in your product. He's not trying to put one over on these people. He's calling and saying, listen, your lady who you sent out here was rude. She took off. She doesn't want to do business with me. I'm still interested in doing business with your company. Send me another tape and send me another rep. And if by virtue of that statement, Mr. let you go as the rep for the company in your area, so be it. It may also have been that Mr., and I don't know, he's not here, was not happy about not knowing what gender person was going out. He thought it was one gender, and it turned out to be a different gender. That's possible, too. That coupled with what they said, listen, I don't need this aggravation. But they have a right to call.
Yes.
They have a right to make a complaint. That's what the First Amendment's all about. So your claim is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Basically what happened as a result of this individual not being honest.
Some people can lie and get away with it.
Honesty is the best policy. You know, she should have been honest and she wasn't.
Hired driver Rafael Valley is suing his son, 27-year-old truck driver Jose Valley, and his daughter-in-law, 22-year-old customer service rep Cynthia Valley. Rafael says the couple owes for a loan to bail Jose out of jail.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 34 on the calendar in the matter of Valley versus Valley.
Thank you, Bert.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Having a senior moment there,
Having a
darling?
senior moment, Judge.
Get used to it. Mr. Valley, the defendant is your son,
Yes, ma'am.
and the co-defendant is your daughter-in-law.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, sir, your son was arrested sometime this
August.
year. Last year.
Last year.
And you made an arrangement with your daughter-in-law for a loan for his bail.
Yes.
Well, your daughter-in-law says it has nothing to do with her. Your son says he never made an arrangement with you to pay you back. As far as he was concerned, this was a gift because you're his father. Is that right, sir?
Yes, how can you sue your own sperm?
I didn't ask you for any other information other than either a yes or a no. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Don't play cute with me. Mr. Valley, how many times has your son been arrested? Only once, is that right?
Once or twice.
Once or twice. Who called you or contacted you to post his bail?
My wife and Cindy came over, told me,
Is this your wife?
yes, ma'am.
Step up, please.
Then my son tried to hang himself.
Just a minute. Your wife and Cindy, that's
Yes,
your
Your
daughter-in-law,
Honor.
came to your house?
Yes.
Do you live with your wife?
No, ma'am.
Did you come to Mr. Valley's home and have a discussion with him about his son being in jail?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
When was that?
August.
8/16.
And did you come with your daughter-in-law?
Well, she wasn't my daughter-in-law then, but we did go together because we didn't have enough money on our own.
How did it come to pass that you came to your husband's house and asked him for money?
Well, me and my husband have always had an arrangement. If anything was to happen to the kids, we'd always get in touch with one another. Now, this was a real bad predicament of where my son was in jail, and I went to my husband, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
With Cynthia?
Yes. And I spoke with my husband, and I says to him, you know, come on, we got to help him. We always helped every one of our kids, all the time. And he gave us $1,000.
Just a minute. Were you present when Cindy had a discussion with him about paying back this money?
Yes.
Tell me about the discussion.
She said that after the trial was over or whatever, that she would pay him back whatever she could. And, you know, we were expecting the money back.
She told him that?
Yes.
Now, at that time, your husband gave you, you said, $1,000.
Right.
How much was the bail?
$4,600. I provided $1,500, and then my husband called me, I'd say about 6 o'clock, and he left a message on my voicemail, and he said that he had $500 more to give us. So he said, come down and get it. I went and got it, and then we put all the money together. Nobody else put up any money except me, my husband, and Cindy.
Cindy put up some money, too?
Yes, she did.
And you put up $1,500?
I put up 15 of my own, yes.
Did you ever get that back?
No.
How come?
Well, for the first thing, my son was living in my home for a whole year. Never had him pay rent, never had him buy food until the last 2 months. Last 2 months, I became unemployed. I had thyroid surgery, so they would pay me $25 a week, and my son was merrily taking it off the bill. I says, why is he doing that? This is something that I needed for my home, you know, for my own salvation.
This was before he got arrested?
No, this is after he was
After he
arrested.
got arrested?
Yeah.
Okay. I got it now. So he was paying you off in his mind for the bail by deducting some money.
Right. But he never gave anything to my husband.
Okay. Now, when did you get married?
February 22nd.
Well, Mr. Valley, you don't owe your father anything.
Thank you.
She does!
Because in order to create a loan, you have to have an agreement with the person, Mr. Valley.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you called your son and said, do you want me to loan you this money? And he said yes, then you do it. But she said, I'll pay you back, right?
No.
Yes, you did. I was watching your face as they were speaking. Yes, you did. You said, I'll pay you back what I can.
No. I never even spoke to him. He gave the money to Paula Valley, and from Paula Valley went to the bail bond lady.
You were present with her in the house.
No, it wasn't at the heart. She met him in the corner store, and I stood in the car.
And you were never there?
I was in the car.
You never spoke to him?
Never. That was the first time I ever seen him.
No, you did speak with him, Cindy. You even said to him. You even said to him, thank you.
I never spoke to him.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Cindy, please.
Miss Valley, don't speak. There's no question in my mind that she said, I'll pay you back. Look at her face. I'm looking at her face. There's no question in mind. She may not have meant it. She may have meant he'll pay you back.
Well, that's what she said to him later, all right? In the end of March, he come over the house. And
Who did?
My husband. And he went face to face with her. Now, my son was in the back washing his car, and Cindy was in the front, and she was coming down the stairs. I said nothing. My husband said to her, he said, hey, when are you going to pay me back? I have to go see my sister. And she says, well, you'll have to take that up with my husband. Hello? They just got married, you know? I mean, give me a break.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
This young lady was babysitting for you? You like her?
Not anymore. I know she stole the money.
If I can't trust her with cash in my house, how can I trust her with my kids?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Raphael Valley says his son and his daughter-in-law, Jose and Cynthia Valley, owe for a loan to bail Jose out of jail.
There isn't a question in my mind that Mrs. Valley, the junior Mrs. Valley, made an agreement with your husband to pay you back the bail, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That has nothing to do with your son. Of course, it's his moral responsibility, but he could not create a contract with you because he didn't speak to you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500 against the co-defendant. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Just get my money back. It was still my son.
Never take money from family.
You needed somebody money? Write it down first.
It's all about greed.
It's been hard.
And I hope he's happy now.
He didn't like it, but it had to be done.
I just don't understand how you could sue your own son. I mean, something that you made.
I hate to tell my son, but he's going to be sued again, this time by his mother for a little bit more.
They're crazy and they need mental help.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Harvey versus Hyatt. Step forward, please.
Student Tammy Harvey is suing her ex-boyfriend, mechanic Glenn Hyatt, for the cost of breast reconstruction surgery. Glenn says Tammy's surgery is not his responsibility.
Miss Harvey, the defendant is a former boyfriend of yours, and it is your claim that he promised to pay for some repair work on breast implants that you had while you were together. You've since broken up, and he refuses to pay for this reconstructive kind of surgery, which you have not yet had. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Were you living together?
At one point.
When?
From March till December of the past year.
And you had breast augmentation surgery previously, is that
Yes.
right? When? How old were you?
27.
Okay. So when you were 27, you had breast augmentation surgery for the first time. Did you ever have any subsequent surgery?
Yes, I had problems.
What kind of problems did you have?
With the first set, I had hardening, which they took them out and put saline and silicone in, where they would enhance them gradually so it wouldn't build up the scar tissue.
And how
then,
old were you when that happened?
All of this happened within 5 years. I had like 5 surgeries.
5?
Mm-hmm.
When you were 27, you had the first surgery. When did you have the next one?
Like the year after that.
Why?
After the hardening, they wanted to take out the bulbs that they used to put the saline in. And when he took the bulbs out, he wanted to just put in a new fresh set with the upgraded implants.
So that's when you were 28?
Right.
When did you have the next surgery?
It was a couple of weeks after that I developed a staph infection, and they removed the right breast implant, and then I went a year without an implant.
Without?
Right.
Miss Harvey,
Yeah.
you went and had the implants put in again?
I had to because the skin had stretched so much. The doctor said it wouldn't look normal if he hadn't put another implant in there to replace the...
So then you were 29?
Correct.
So now I have 4 surgeries. When was the 5th?
The year after that, after the staph infection, he put new saline implants in, and then they were fine for the next 8 years.
What happened 8 years later? So at that point, you're about 38.
Right. I started dating the defendant, and I was having some problems. They were hurting. We massaged them together, Glenn and I, and in an intimate moment, the right one, it ruptured. And it took some time before the saline came down. But over time, you know, it was obvious, and it made a real impression on my self-esteem and everything. And the defendant and I were engaged to be married, and we were getting his finances in order so we could be married. So I was taking care of the majority of the bills and helping him. And when it came time for me to have my surgery, because last summer we couldn't enjoy going to the pool and everything like that, that's when he took me to the doctor. I had 2 consultations, and the surgeries were between $6,400 and $6,700. At that time, the defendant did a quick app financing the surgery, but it was denied. And now, you know, I wanted to get this taken care of because it is noticeable, and I have pain because scar tissue builds up around the implant where it is because it's flat now, it's not smooth, and I have a lot of pain, and psychologically it's just hurting me, and he's backed away from his commitment to me.
Well, I didn't hear about a commitment.
We've talked over the 2 years about taking care of it.
As a couple?
As a couple.
When you were sharing expenses?
Correct.
Okay, you want to say anything, Mr. Height?
I just deny any responsibility for ever saying that I would pay for her surgery, and I had nothing to do with it, with her implant rupturing.
I have a quick app that he said he would pay for it, and I have the doctor's with a picture.
Okay, go ahead.
I filled out that application to help her get the money, you know, for financing her surgery. That's the only reason that I did it. It wasn't to say that I would pay for it.
I think that there is some truth somewhere in the middle of your 2 statements, and that is that it was contemplated that as a couple, since you were going to be pooling your money at some point if you got married, this would be a joint debt because you were filling out the credit application if you couldn't get credit, and you were going to be a couple and move on, and this was just going to be one of the things that you had to pay off. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, so that's somewhere in the middle of he promised to pay for it and I didn't promise to pay for it. It was going to be a family debt. But you're no longer a family, Miss Harvey. That's your problem. There has to be a reason.
I put most of our debts for the past 2 years on my credit cards to help him get out of debt in the promise that we would be married. And I did have a promise he would pay for it. He's not telling the truth. He said he would pay for the surgery.
Oh, I think that it was a family obligation that when you were together, you put the majority of your money to use paying off debt. That was a nice thing. However, that does not create a promise that he would take care of this for you. I have just a couple of questions, Mr. Height. How much do you think she paid off in debt for you over the short time that you were together?
I don't recall her ever paying anything off for me. We took some trips and went to eat and things like that on her credit card. But as far as her taking money and paying any of my financial responsibilities, monthly debts and bills, that never happened.
So what you're saying is that she relieved you of certain stress by paying for your entertainment and your vacations and some living expenses.
He lived free.
Did you pay rent when you were living together?
I did not pay rent. I paid the utilities.
Not always. I paid 7 out of 5 times for the utilities.
I mean, you paid 5 times out of 7 months.
No, he was
Can't
more...
pay 7 out of 5. That math doesn't work. Miss Harvey,
yes.
The romance is over. It's sad that it's over. And I'm not going to give you any medical advice because I'm not a doctor, but it seems to me a substantial part of your late 20s, early 30s, and now beyond are involved in recuperating from surgery. Maybe you should just say, this was not meant to be.
The doctor said that I would have to have the surgery, and the implants needed to come out because of chance of infection, and that
Do you have medical insurance?
No, I don't. They won't cover it because it's cosmetic.
Well, this isn't cosmetic if the doctor says it has to come out. For medical reasons, that chance of infection, then that's not a cosmetic reason.
They both
Ms.
denied my insurance.
Well, then I would appeal it, because if what you're saying to me is that you have medical proof that this is dangerous to your health, then your insurance should pay for it. They may not pay for the reconstructive part, but they certainly should pay for removing them. In any event, I find that no promise existed, no contract existed between the plaintiff and the defendant for him to assume the full responsibility of your surgery. And unfortunately, Ms. Harvey, I think you're going to have to assume the responsibility of this surgery yourself. Case is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't think Glenn was truthful, and if he was, that I would have had the judgment.
I think that justice was served.
He did make promises, and that was one of the promises for him to help me, and now he doesn't want to.
I never made any of the promises or signed any contract stating that I would pay for the surgery.
It's been awful. I mean, my life's been upside down. I can't wear certain shirts. I have to cover myself up. I have pain.
And I wasn't responsible for the rupture of the implant.
I would just like to get on with my life.
If you want to continue a relationship with someone, then you shouldn't sue them.
It's not worth it.
Tender Deborah Gilhooly is suing her ex-boyfriend, business owner Alan Nelson, for the value of a car and for half the cost of a trip to Las Vegas. Alan is countersuing for vandalism to his vehicle.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 149 on the calendar, the matter of Gilhooly versus Nelson.
Expert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Gilhooly, according to your complaint, the defendant was your boyfriend. You lived together for a period of time. You no longer live together, no longer boyfriend and girlfriend, but you claim that he owes you for a car, that he owes you for half of a trip to Las Vegas. The defendant says that the trip to Vegas was a gift. He doesn't discuss the car, which you have. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And you are counterclaiming because you say that Ms. Gilhooly, in a fit of rage, vandalized your car to the tune of $4,700.
That's correct.
Okay. How long did you live together?
15 months, Your Honor.
15 blissful months. When did it start and when did it end?
We met in January and ended April 28th of this year.
Now tell me about the car.
Your Honor, I purchased the vehicle on January 12th.
And you say you purchased a vehicle?
Correct.
I'm reading between the lines in your complaint when you say you purchased a vehicle. Am I correct that it was supposed to be his car, but he was supposed to pay for it?
Correct.
You took out the loan?
Correct.
Down payment? Who put down the down payment?
Basically, Your Honor, it was a cashier's check. It was paid in full. I took out a personal loan, and the car was purchased by a cashier's check.
And the car was to be his car with monthly payments being made to you to pay back the loan?
Correct.
Is that right, sir?
Yes.
And how much was the total amount of the car that you paid?
The vehicle was $2,700.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 93 GMC Jimmy.
Did you pay her back?
No.
Why not?
Well, I was paying the payments until August 20th when we broke up. She
said you broke up in April.
Well, April 28th is when we broke up. Until then, I made payments all the way until April. Last payment I made was April 10th. Then April 28th, when the vandalism was done to the vehicle, I had to get the vehicle fixed eventually.
I see. So the vehicle that she vandalized was this vehicle?
Yes.
So you decided not to make any payments on
Not
it?
even feel like I owed her anything because she vandalized my vehicle and did the damage.
Gotcha. How much did you pay totally on the car?
I gave her $300 totally towards the loan on the vehicle.
Is that right?
He gave me more, Your Honor. He made 3 payments of, I have it out to $410.
$410. You see how honest she is?
Okay. Yeah.
So that means that you still owe her $22.90 on the car.
Right.
Now tell me about the trip to Las Vegas.
Alan and I were scheduled to leave on a Friday afternoon, and he did not get his paychecks in time. And I stated to Alan, I'm going with or without you because I was meeting family out there. And he stated to me that he would pay me when I got back.
Your arrangement with him was you would pay for his plane fare.
We drove, Your Honor.
So what kind of expenses did you have when you were there?
Hotel, restaurant, gambling fees, things of that nature.
And what was the total amount?
The total amount for the Vegas trip came out to $1,869.13. I'm asking for $934.56.
Now you tell me your version of the Vegas trip.
Well, the Vegas trip was, I really didn't want to go because I'm pretty busy with my work and stuff. And she wanted me to go, and I said, well, I really can't afford to go, and I've got to keep my job and keep busy because we had kind of a slow winter this year. So she goes, well, you come out because she wanted me to meet her family. All of her family was going to be out there. And she goes, well, we got to go out there, and I want to go out there, and I want you to come with me. So I said, well, how's this trip going to work? And she goes, well, I'll take care of it. If you can pay me back, you can pay me back. And if you can't, you can't. That was the arrangements. But then at the time...
Just a second.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
So she said, I'll take care of it, and if you can pay me back, you'll pay me back, and if you can't, you can't? Is that what you said?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What kind of work were you doing, Mr. Nelson, at the time that you went on the Vegas trip?
I was working in the heating and air conditioning business, which I do. I do new construction. Plus, we were remodeling, we were finishing her basement in her house.
What work were you doing, Mr. Nelson? You may think that you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
You don't.
Okay.
When was the Vegas trip?
The end of March, Your Honor.
The end of March of this year?
Yes.
Who were you working for where you got a paycheck or cash every week or every 2 weeks?
My job.
Well, what was your job, sir?
Doing my job, heating and air conditioning construction.
Heating and air conditioning and construction.
Yep.
Are you still working for the same company?
I worked for a few different builders.
Is this your busy season?
Yep.
This season?
Yeah, summer.
Summer is your busy season?
Yep.
Is it busier than it was in March? Or the same?
About the same.
Good. So that you can pay her back. The contract was you would go on the trip to Vegas, and according to you, if you can pay her back, you will. And if you can't, you can't. But you can, because you have a job and you have money, so you can pay her back. Right? Perfect. So it wasn't a gift. You just told me what the terms of the contract were. You got it, Mr. Nelson?
Yep.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She asked me, well, I want the keys to the truck. I said, no, you can't drive the truck, you're drunk. And then she just started going crazy on my truck. The key in the vehicle, pulling on bent the antenna, broke my wipers off.
Did you do anything to his antenna?
I bent it, but I put it back.
And later today,
I worked 6 and sometimes 7 days a week in order to make ends meet.
And who was taking care of the children when you were working?
She would be there at the house during that period of time.
And if she wasn't watching them, someone would have had to have watched them. Right?
I could have taken care of that too.
I'm sure you could have, but you didn't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deborah Gilhooly says her ex-boyfriend, Alan Nelson, owes for the unpaid balance on a car. Alan says he stopped paying after Deborah vandalized the vehicle.
Tell me about the vandalism to your car.
Okay, here's some pictures, Your Honor.
No, tell me about when it happened, sir.
Well, we were at the bar on April 28th, 2002. Yeah, about 5:30. I ran into a few friends at a local bar that I hang out in where I grew up. And Debbie doesn't like the person that I met. She got angry. She had a few beers in her. She was intoxicated. She went off and sat in the corner by herself at the bar. And we didn't talk for 30 minutes. And she came back to me. And then she asked me, well, I want the keys to the truck. I said, no, you can't drive the truck. You're drunk. Oh, no. And she goes, no, my little brother was there. My brother Kevin was there. And he offered to give her a ride home. So then they walked out, and then she just started going crazy on my truck. And then she comes back in the place, and she goes,
what do you mean start going crazy?
She just started riding over, lipstick all over, key in the vehicle, pulling on bent the antenna, broke my wipers off. And I got pictures to prove damage.
I'd like to take a look at the pictures. Did you damage his truck?
I wrote on the vehicle, yes, Your Honor.
Did you key it?
No, I wrote with the ballpoint pen.
Well, if you wrote with a ballpoint pen, that means it scratched it.
Right, but it wasn't a key. Sorry.
Keyed, wrote with a ballpoint pen. Well, you can't do that.
I understand that.
Did you do anything to his antenna?
I bent it, but I put it back. I'm sorry.
So what does your car need? A new paint job?
Yeah, I have an estimate here for you, too.
The estimate better be a real cheap estimate, sir.
Oh, I got more damage. There's still more pictures.
Listen to me.
Okay.
You paid $2,700 for this car.
Yep.
You think I'm going to let you paint it and fix it for $5,600?
No, I didn't ask for that.
You think I'm going to let you paint it and fix it for $4,700, which is what your counterclaim is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wrong. In whose name is the car titled?
My name. And right now there's a loan against it.
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
I had to pay for the transfer case and transmission went out after her and I separated. And I had to take a loan against it to get it out of the shop. and it was $2,600, and I borrowed $3,000 against it.
Somebody gave you $3,000 against a $2,700 car?
Yep.
That's why banks are failing.
Can I see the evidence as far as that lien? And
Sure. I'll show you the pictures. Do you have the lien?
I also,
I don't have a lien with
I
me
also
now,
have pictures too.
but I have pictures too of this more that I want to show you. This profanity that's on the vehicle.
She wrote all over your car.
But 42 years old? That's, I mean, a 17-year-old kid wouldn't even do that. I mean, come on, she's 42 years old. Come on. How
old are you?
27. How mental stable is that?
What? You probably did the wrong thing.
So take it out of my vehicle, then I got to drive around this
No.
vehicle that says F you all over it, all kinds of profanity all over it, and I got to drive it all over the place?
What? It's a car that you don't have to drive anywhere. You didn't pay for it.
But I did do work for her in her house. I did remodel, I did do the basement.
Were you living in the house?
Yes, I was.
How much rent were you paying?
I was paying whatever I could afford to pay her, but then I was...
Listen to me. That's not an answer.
Okay.
So you worked off your rent?
$10,000 worth?
Yeah, well, you know, some people are more expensive than others. Ms. Kahuli, you see, your problem is that he owes you $22.90 for the car.
Okay.
He could probably get the car painted and buffed out or whatever, so it would look reasonable. At least he wouldn't walk around looking like a large profanity sign, you know, for $500, $600. Or maybe he did. Did you have it painted, by the way?
No, I haven't done it yet.
So you're driving around with a car that is really terrible looking.
Your Honor, he buffed out the word liar. I have pictures of that too.
He what?
He buffed out the word liar. You got that out of the vehicle.
Well, you know, when you have a temper tantrum, you got to pay for your temper tantrum.
I understand.
And your temper tantrum's got to cost you some money. So I'm issuing a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,624. I have deducted the $600 so that Mr. Nelson can get his car painted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Modestly painted. And I suggest that you both go, be happy. You have had no contact since April?
A little bit, not much.
What do you mean a little bit, not much?
We're trying to set up appointments to meet, but it's over. I've got my life's been on. My life's went on. I've got a kid on the way, so.
Got a kid on the way?
Yes.
When?
It's due February.
Oh, when did you get married?
I am not married.
Wunderbar. Thank you.
Thank you,
Your Honor. You may step out.
And I helped invest her, make her house go up and her value of her house go up and everything, about $30,000, and then I still got paid paying $2,600 some odd dollars. I don't think that's fair.
I would have liked to see the vehicle back, but oh well.
She's psycho. She has mental problems.
He's a basic idiot.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Reininger versus Lignar. Step forward, please.
Nurse's assistant Eva Reininger and her husband, mechanic Raymond Reininger, are suing their neighbors, landscaper Brad Lignar and his wife Deborah. The Reiningers claim the Lignar's dog, Sammy, destroyed their backyard.
Mr. and Mrs. Reininger, it is your claim that the defendant's dog damaged some property of yours. Tell me about that.
Somewhere around the second or third week of February, we found the dog wandering around our home.
What kind of dog was it?
Black Labrador. We saw he had a tag on with a telephone number on it. So we took the dog in, and I made a phone call. The phone number that we called was disconnected. I looked on the computer on a reverse directory, and I found the address. We went to the home. We noticed that there was nobody home. It was about a mile away from our home. And we had left a note that we had found the dog.
And you kept the dog in your house?
In our backyard. We have 2.5 acres fenced in. 2 or 3 days, we kept going back to see if anybody was there. We had also called animal control to let them know if anybody phoned in that they had a missing dog, that we had him. Finally, on a Monday, I had gone by the house again, and there was a car in the driveway, and I asked them if they were missing a dog, and Mr. Lignar said, yes, you have my Sammy, and they have a big fenced-in yard, and he said, our problem is he keeps jumping out. At that point, I said, would you like to come and get him? He says, well, where do you live? I said, about a mile down the road. At that point, he said, no. He says, just open the door, let him out, tell him Poppy's home, and he'll come home by himself. So I was on my way back, and then I saw Mrs. Lignar coming to get the dog. So we stopped in the street. The dog went and got in the truck with her.
Okay, so she actually then came
She
to the
was,
dog.
yes, she was on her way there. A week, 2 weeks went by. All of a sudden, we look in the backyard, and there's Sammy scaling our fence in our backyard, and now he's got a longer piece of chain attached to him. So he was with us again for a couple of days, and by now he had started.
Did you call them again?
Yes, we did. We tried calling, and nobody was answering. So at this point, I was starting to get a little fed up, and I said, this is ridiculous. They had told us the last time that they had gone to Daytona for 4 days, and apparently the dog was left unattended for 4 days while they were away. At this point now, I had already contacted the humanitarians who I work with. I work with Animal Rescue, and I work with several animal organizations. They were all willing to come and take Sammy if they did not want him. Now, we started noticing he was digging huge holes in the backyard, and he was digging out our shrubs. And now he was at the point where he was jumping over our fence and jumping back. Then we had a phone call, we had a message on our answering machine from Mr. Lignar saying, I know that you have my dog, I'd like you to bring my dog back. So we brought the dog back, and I guess my husband met with Mrs. Lignar and said, your dog has done several $100s worth of damages to our shrubs, our hedges, our fences, our bushes. You need to have someone come over and take a look at the damages. Well, they never came back. Well, Sammy must have come back 2 or 3 more times and kept jumping over our fence. At one point, we had him in our screened-in porch while he went through our screened porch. It's 2 years old, and it was custom built. The final straw was 2 o'clock in the morning. He came over our fence again, and we have a doggy door because we have 4 dogs of our own. Well, he came in through the doggy door, and he jumped into bed with our 4-year-old and our 2-year-old and scared the living daylights out of them. And to this day, we cannot get our kids to sleep in their own bed because they're terrified that this dog is going to come in and scare them.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eva and Raymond Reininger are suing their neighbors, Brad and Deborah Lignar, for damage to their backyard. The Reiningers say their dog, Sammy, is the culprit.
Go ahead.
We have estimates, we have pictures of the damage of what the house looked like before Sammy, after Sammy, and what we did was we just went to a local gardening store and got estimates on how much it would cost to replace the plants and the shrubs, and we got an estimate from the people who did the screen on how much it would cost to repair it. These are the before and after pictures of Sammy, and these
How
are
old
the
is
estimates.
Sammy?
I believe they told me at the time that he was a little over a year old.
Okay, who's going to speak for your family?
Me, Your Honor.
Okay, I'd like to hear you.
Well, the dog got loose when we were in Daytona. My daughter was coming over to feed my animals. Okay.
How many animals do you have?
I have 1 black lab and 2 cats.
And the black lab was kept outside?
Yeah, he was outside dog.
Never comes in your house?
Nah, he comes in. She doesn't like because of the dog here and stuff, but I sneak him in.
So the dog was outside day and night when you were away?
Yes.
Didn't you ever hear of a kennel?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's wrong with the kennel?
Well, he protects the house if anybody tries.
It's not protects the house if he's not there.
Well, somebody let him loose.
No.
Oh, yes.
Well, they didn't let him loose.
Well,
They didn't let him loose.
one of the neighborhood kids has let him loose before. You know, 'cause-
So if you know that that happened before, then you should have taken steps and used a kennel.
well, what I can't understand is they said Sammy turned around and broke the chain. Well, I have the dog's chain right here.
Well, we didn't have a ghost dog. It was your dog.
Yes, ma'am.
They did not go and get your dog. So why didn't, when they presented you with these bills, why didn't you take care of them?
I wasn't home at the time.
Well, what makes you think you're not responsible for these bills?
I don't see it's my dog's doing it. You know, maybe once or twice, but, you know, they have pictures every day that they said it was my dog. There's neighbors got other black labs, and they have a female black lab.
So?
Now, how do I know their dog didn't do it?
You don't, except that they say so. Did the Chronicles ever call you and indicate to you that they could place the dog?
No, she did not. If she did, she got somebody else's phone number.
Well, let's go back to the first time they came. Mrs. Reiniger says that the first time she came and said she has your dog because she had to go and find you, you said, well, just open the gate and tell him Poppy's home and he'll go home. Does that sound right to you?
No, I told her, I said, where's the dog at? She says, my house, chained up, in her backyard. Well, if you were going to get rid of a dog...
So what did you tell her to do?
I told her, unchain the dog, tell him to come home, he'll come home. If not, I'll come down and get him.
Is that stupid?
No.
I mean, is there something wrong with you? Your dog's been missing, you're gone. Somebody, total stranger, goes to the trouble of finding out where you live.
This was the second time.
I'm talking about the first time. Finding out where you live, coming to your home and saying, we have your dog, we've taken care of your dog while you've been on vacation in Daytona.
okay? We've taken care of your dog and protected your dog. Wasn't hit by a car, was fed, was cared for. And instead of you getting into your car and going over there and saying, thank you very much, I'm sorry for any trouble or inconvenience, you say, oh, just open up the door, let him go, tell him Poppy's home. How's wrong with you?
I don't know where she got this Poppy stuff from.
Probably from you.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah. And it kept happening again and again and again. So clearly, something was wrong with the security system that you had, unless you believe that these people came and stole your dog out of you.
They might have done that too.
Are you under psychiatric care?
Yeah.
Huh?
No.
Are you under psychiatric care? You on any medication?
No.
And then you're just being a smart mouth. Where is Sammy now? How is it that he hasn't been back to your house in how long?
It's been quite a while.
Where is he now?
She had him. My wife had him
put to sleep.
Why did you have him put to sleep?
While all this has been going on, I had taken Sammy to get him neutered. And when I took him in to get him neutered, he was diagnosed with heartworm. So I had to have him put to sleep.
You don't put a dog to sleep who has heartworm. You treat him.
No, they said it was too
They said
too
he
far
was
gone.
into the advanced stages, so...
Well, if he was in the advanced stages, it means you weren't giving him heartworm medication, which you're supposed to give your dogs. That's what dogs get, heartworm pills. So you know, especially they're outdoor dogs, why weren't you giving the dog proper pills?
We were.
If a dog is getting heartworm medication regularly, they do not get heartworm. Unfortunately, Mr. and Mrs. Reiniger, you're only suing for $470. I say that unfortunately because these are the most irresponsible people that I've met in a long time. That's just damage to your yard and your property and not for the trauma that Sammy caused when he just came into the room. He didn't hurt your children, but he came in the middle of the night. Your lawsuit seeks $470. Judgment for the plaintiff. Don't get any more dogs.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They're selling their house. So they want to re-landscape. I'm surprised they didn't ask for a new paint job.
If they did indeed have the dog put down at a vet, I'd like to know what vet, because we were told that it's possible that they had the dog shot and put down that way.
She lied.
The sheriff came and he saw this dog actually scale our fence.
He said that the dog had done some damage to a door and that he had destroyed some bushes at their home.
The dog had come into our house and scared the kids, and they wouldn't sleep upstairs in the bedroom anymore.
How do I know that my dog went inside there?
How do you go away for 4 days or 3 nights and leave your dog alone?
They lied a few other things.
I just hope that nobody ever lets them own another pet.
It's a big scam.
Irresponsible people should not be pet owners.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jones versus Carini. Step forward, please.
Sarah Jones is suing her former friend, 24-year-old student Thomas Carini, for half the value of a lottery ticket. Sarah claims when Thomas cashed her winning ticket, the state took half.
You're going to love this case.
I saw some of the notes. I think so.
You're going to love this case. Miss Jones, you had a winning lottery ticket.
Yes.
For some reason that you will explain to me in a moment, you didn't want to cash the ticket yourself. And you asked the defendant, who you knew, if he would
Yes.
cash the ticket for you. The lottery ticket was for $2,500. He cashed the ticket, and the state took $1,250, or half of the proceeds, for some reason.
Right.
Not the defendant. You understand the defendant didn't take the $1,200, and he gave you the $1,250. Is that right?
Correct.
And you want him to pay you the $1,250 that the state took from your lottery ticket. Is that right?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So let's go and start back. When did you have this winning lottery ticket?
April 23rd.
Of what year?
2002.
And how did you find out that you had the winning lottery ticket?
I watched the New York State Lottery when the numbers came out.
Okay, and what lottery was it?
The 1-4.
Okay, and you knew how much the ticket was worth?
Yes.
How did you find out how much the ticket was worth?
I called the New York State Lottery Department, and I also went online, and they tell you how much it's worth when you go online for how much you played for.
Are you employed?
No.
How do you support yourself?
I'm on workman's compensation.
How long have you been on workman's compensation?
For about 8 years.
What's the nature of your disability?
I have bulging discs in my back, and I had surgery on my left knee twice.
When was the last time you had a surgery?
About 3 years ago.
Do you live alone?
No, I live with my husband and my 3 boys.
How old are your 3 boys?
16, 12, and 10.
And what kind of work does your husband do?
Mason work, concrete.
Now, you want to tell me, Miss Jones, why you didn't go in to cash this lottery ticket yourself?
Yes, there are 2 reasons why I didn't. The first is because
I didn't have my license. I couldn't find my license, so I had...
Didn't have your what license?
My driver's license. I couldn't find them. When I did find them, they were in my husband's truck, but at the time when I wanted to cash the ticket...
What date did you want to cash the ticket?
On Monday, the next day that the lottery office was open. You have to take the ticket to the New York State Lottery office.
No, I understand that. So when you found out you had won, did you tell your husband?
Yes, I did tell my husband. My husband was watching it with me when I saw it when the number came out.
And if your husband does masonry work, then he has a driver's license.
He also had to work.
There's nothing in the New York State Lottery rules that require you cash the ticket the next day. Is that right?
No, there isn't, but I needed the money.
You have a year to cash the ticket.
Well, I didn't have a year to get my money. I needed my money before I even won it. I had shut-off notices from everywhere. I had to pay bills. I wasn't going to wait a year.
Okay, so first you didn't have a driver's license. What's your next reason for not cashing the ticket yourself?
Is because my name is in the system also. Because
in what system?
Medicaid helped pay for my surgery.
In what system?
Whatever system this is where they take your money.
All right, so what you're telling me is that you knew, don't give me the baloney about a driver's license, you knew...
Well, that was the deal.
You knew,
believe it or not,
that if you went to cash this lottery ticket,
because
Medicaid had paid for your surgery, they were going to take some of the money.
Yes, New York State Lottery office told me that when I called them.
Oh, good. And how much were they going to take?
The same amount that they took for Tommy, $1,250.
Then what are we doing here, madam?
I want my money back. I'm not going to pay his bill.
You explain to me.
If they're going to take my money, let them take it for my bill, not for somebody else's bill.
You don't even have to say anything. I assume you owe the state money for something, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, for what?
Actually, I was never sent the bill. I really am not exactly sure what they billed me for or if I owed the money, but in the past I have been in rehabilitation at one point in time, as well as I've been on workman's comp at one point in time.
Whatever. You owed the state money just like she did.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Did you know that they were going to attach some of this money?
No, I did not.
I assume you didn't.
But I asked him to give them a call like I did. And he called me back and he told me that he called them. And they told him he didn't owe anybody anything, there was no problem. So we went there.
Somebody made a mistake? Miss Jones, you were trying to get over on the system, madam.
No,
That's
I
what
wasn't
happened.
trying to get over on the system, Judge Judy, because when I called there, they told me, your Social Security number is in the computer. If you bring the ticket, we're going to have to take some of it. So your best bet is to find a family member or friend to help you. Don't bring the ticket yourself or we're going to take the money. So that's what I did.
I wish you had the name of that person who told you that.
I wish I did too. I would have gave it to you.
I think that you probably ought to sue them.
If I could, I would.
They gave you very bad advice, Miss Jones.
If I could, I would, to get my money back.
Let me tell you something. You're not going to get the money from him.
Well, why? He signed me a promissory note stating
I don't care if he signed you the Declaration of Independence. You're not getting a penny. You tried to scam the system. It backfired on you. Courts do not help you when you try to scam the system. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Think it was a fair judgment?
She's the judge. She has the final word. What can I do?
I wasn't willing to pay her cash out of my pocket for what had happened.
I just needed my money, and I wanted my money.
And I've been more than willing to call social services and have the money credited from my account to hers if they will do that. I don't feel I am entitled to it.
I also have a case going with the county right now, and they're going to take their money before they settle my case anyway, so why give them more?
Bypass the fact that she had to pay money to New York State for whatever reason that she owed money.
There was nothing to pull over. I knew I owed.
And get the full amount of her lottery winnings without giving New York State their share.
It doesn't bother me one way or another.
She felt that I didn't owe New York State any money. I was never on social services before. I've never been on disability and so on and so forth. So I didn't think that I would owe any New York State any money.
You don't take somebody's word.
Win the lottery, keep it to yourself. You cash the ticket yourself.
19-year-old college student Eloisa Gibbs is suing schoolmates 25-year-old Brian Mbemba and 20-year-old Mitch Seiden for denting her car during a fight. Brian is countersuing, claiming Eloisa is trying to get him expelled.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 108 on the calendar in the matter of Gibbs versus Mbemba Seiden. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Who is Mr. Seiden?
Brian.
And what's your first name?
Brian.
And yours?
Mitch.
On your birth certificate?
Mitchell.
Mitchell, I'm not your friend.
Okay.
Mitchell. Now, Miss Gibbs, did you know Brian and Mitchell before this incident?
No, ma'am.
Stand up straight. According to your complaint, Miss Gibbs, you're sitting in your car, and these two idiots were having a fight.
Yes, ma'am.
And they ended up on the hood of your car, causing dents in the hood of your car. You want them to be responsible.
Yes. I was studying for a final.
Sitting in your car?
Yes, ma'am.
Brian and Mitchell say that A, there was no damage to your car, and B, if there was damage to your car, the other one did it.
Okay.
And then we have Brian, who is counterclaiming, because he says that because you are vindictive in pursuing this matter, he will probably be expelled from school and wants you to pay for his semester's tuition. That's your counterclaim. Is that
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
Brian?
Yes, ma'am.
Please don't laugh. Please don't laugh at Brian. All right, Miss Gibbs. What was the date of the incident?
May 13, 2002.
What time?
It happened, I'd say, around 1:40.
In the afternoon?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did this happen?
This happened in Nassau Community College by B1 in the south parking lot.
Did you see this fight before it ended up on the hood of your car?
I saw it from beginning to end.
Tell me what you saw.
I saw Brian walking towards the school, and he was passing a green Chevy Malibu. And in the green Chevy Malibu, there were two girls and Mitchell. As he was passing, I guess somebody said something. He stopped, turned around, walked back towards the car, got into a confrontation with one of the girls through the passenger window. That's when I saw Mitchell exit the car. Brian began to argue with Mitchell. They got into each other's faces. Brian hit Mitchell, and they began fighting. That's when I saw Brian.
Would you just a second? Would you go over and have a brief word with him?
Sure.
Thank you.
What I need for you to do is I need for you to respect this court. So
Yes,
if you
sir.
would stand up straight.
Yes, sir.
And try to restrict your laughter.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
My man.
We're sorry to disturb you. You have your train of thought?
Yes.
Brian hit Mitchell.
Brian hit Mitchell. They continued fighting. Next thing I know, Mitchell's body is on my car. Brian is on top of Mitchell. I see him hit Mitchell a couple of times. Then Brian completely flees the scene. At that point...
Took off?
Yes. When he took off, I got out of my car, confronted Mitchell, told him, look at the damage that you've done to my car. I want this taken care of. That's when I got the phone number of one of the girls that was in the car with him in the green Malibu. So I can get in touch with him to get the money for my car.
Have pictures of your car?
Yes, I do. I have the police report. I have pictures of my car.
Let me see it all.
The whole time that this was happening, I was on the phone with my boyfriend from the United States Merchant Marine Academy.
Thank you. So it wasn't the hood of your car, it was really the side
It was
panel
the side front panel of the driver's side, and there were some dents on the hood. And an object couldn't have done that, like me hitting something or something
No.
crashing into my car, because the paint is in perfect shape. There's no scratches or anything.
Okay. Now, Brian, I would like you to tell me, you're passing by this green car, and evidently you wanted to say something to one of the gals in the car. Tell me what you said to her.
Well, actually, what happened was somebody shouted something from the car. There was a laugh. There had been a lot of ridiculing by these people before. It was finals week, and I was going to walk away, but I was under so much pressure from my test. I said, you know, I'm tired of putting up with this. I went back to the car.
What did they say?
They were laughing. Somebody shouted a profanity I'd rather not say. And,
You could say it, I've heard everything.
call me
Someone in the car?
Yeah.
Male or female voice?
It sounded like a female voice. So I approached the car, and right away they started denying it, and we mixed words. Mitch got out of the car, and we...
When you say you mixed words, what did you say?
You know what? I can't remember word for word. I maybe, just yelled back and forth. Here's where the true story starts now. He got out of the car, Mitchell. We confronted Elias, my witness. He was involved too, although she never even remembers him being there, so I don't know which fight she was watching.
Which actually I don't.
Elias comes up, he tries to break us up. At the time, there was really going to be no confrontation. What happened was, Mitchell, I don't know, went to push me away a little bit, and I made contact with him. At that time, he turned around, he went to his car, he grabbed what was an ice cleaner, one of those brush stick ice cleaners, and he came at me to hit me. Elias tried to grab him to stop him. I tried to grab the stick. That's when we got into a scuffle, which lasted about 20 seconds, maybe 25 seconds. I never threw the first punch. I never ever put Mitch on top of the car. And after the thing, I did not flee the scene right away. We walked away, we calmed down. I left the school so there would be no further problems. I never even seen her there. I never saw a car get hit by anybody. I wasn't on a car. I surely didn't put him on a car. I didn't punch him first.
Now we'll hear from you.
Well, I was in the car, the girls, and we were laughing, just waiting for class to end, just hanging out in the car. And Brian had walked by. I don't know if they made a direct statement towards him, but he took it that way, came to the car, started telling the girls he's gonna strangle them, or just do it, being a bully. And he asked me if I had a problem. I said, no, I got no problem. So he told me to get out the car. I got out the car to try to tell him, relax, we don't need to fight. You're 25, I'm 20 years old, there's no need for this. And he headbutts me. So I fight back, and then as I'm fighting back, his friend comes in. They say they broke it up, but where I come from, if you get into a fight, one-on-one, and the other person's friend grabs me, I think, it's a two-on-one. Then I went back to the car, got a shovel, a scraper to defend myself, because he's a pretty big guy, little guy, got his friend with him, and with two girls. I struck him with it, I had to do what I had to do. And then we had a little scuffle, this and that. I don't know if we dented the girl's car or if it was done like that already, but she had confronted me saying this happened, and if it did happen, then I'll take care of it, but if not, then I don't really think we did that damage.
Now I'd like to hear about your counterclaim.
Yeah. Up to this point, I have no previous record. I have no arrest record. My academic record is stellar. I made the dean's list the past 2 years. I'm too old to be getting involved in frivolous encounters. She tells the dean, and her story has so many holes in it, it's hard for me to even sit there and listen to it. And now because of this, my records are impounded, so I can't transfer schools. The least I'm going to get is academic probation, which ruins my scholarship chances, which I have plenty of. And at most, I'm getting expelled. So I'm going to lose a half semester of my life for this, for a false statement, because I know absolutely 100% I did not dent her car.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You know one thing. When you were passing the green car and somebody called you a...
Yes, I know that
you should have kept walking.
I should have, but...
Right, that you know.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
At the moment when these two were...
Look right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know, Brian was just a little upset at these
Look at me.
And later today...
I said I will definitely honor our initial agreement. I don't in any way want to...
Stick you.
Right. She started to get really upset.
Well, just show me the rest of the payments that you made.
That's the only payment that I made.
Why?
That's
Why?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. College student Eloisa Gibbs says her car was damaged during a fight between schoolmates Brian Mbemba and Mitch Seiden. Brian and Mitch are blaming each other.
So you're dealing with a couple of girls, 19, 20-year-old, big mouths.
Yes.
Right? Who call you a name. You're not a are you?
Constantly, absolutely not.
All right. So that you knew it wasn't true when they called you that bad name.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you keep on walking.
I understand.
You keep on walking. That you know for sure. Then we go back to the police report. Police interviewed witnesses who stated that Mitch Seiden was the person who exited the vehicle to fight, and that they did, in fact, fall on the complainant's vehicle.
Okay.
Independent witness, not her. You had no vendetta against her. She doesn't even know who you are.
Absolutely.
Why in the world?
I see this as an opportunity to make money off of something that was already there. Hey, look,
really?
fight, opportunity. Let's make these guys pay for my damage.
My boyfriend saw my car prior to me going to school and knows there was no damage to my car.
Miss Gibbs, you need not answer him. Now, in all fairness to you, Brian, you have a witness here. I will hear the witness.
Thank you.
Who wants to stand up and be counted?
I'll stand up, Your Honor. At the moment when these two were...
Look right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. When these two were all fighting, there was no force against any car. Nobody fell on any car. There was no need for her to explain the car dent. There was these people right here didn't cause.
Brian was walking by himself past the green car. Where did you come from?
I came back with him.
Just a minute. Brian is walking past the green
Brian
car.
walked past the car, and then I see him turn around and walk back to the car.
Yes.
I tried to catch up to him to see what his problem was. When I went up to the car, and he was trying to ask the girls who were calling him a name or something, Mitch stepped out of the car and told Brian that it wasn't him. I don't know, Brian was just a little upset about the girls laughing at him or calling him a name. So
Look at me!
These two started to fight a little, but I didn't see them fall on any car nor cause a dent to any car.
Thank you very much for your participation.
You're welcome.
Brian, your counterclaim is dismissed. It's nonsense.
Okay,
And
thank
as
you.
far as the damage to the plaintiff's car, there isn't a question in my mind that the two of you caused the damage to the car. You should have kept on walking past the green car. And Mitch, you shouldn't have gotten out of the green car.
And I just try to calm him down.
You shouldn't have gotten out of the green car. Whatever the situation was, the two of you were responsible for her damage. So, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $870 to be shared by the two defendants, and the counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
The parties are excused. You may step out.
If I dented the car, I must have been blacked out during the time because I can't recall it at all.
I believe that Judge Judy made the right decision.
Whatever happened, happened. Whatever the way the case went, it went. Everything works out the way it does.
If you know you didn't do anything wrong, make sure you got it right.
Stay in your house, lock your doors, and don't go outside so you don't get sued.
Mary Grace Casey is suing her ex-husband, Roderick Casey, for medical bills and car repairs.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 3049, Casey versus Casey.
Thank you. Miss Casey, this is your former husband. You have two children, according to the complaint, and it is your claim that the defendant owes you for certain expenses for your older child.
That is correct.
That he agreed to pay. The defendant says he never agreed to pay any additional expenses, that his child support obligations were concluded. He fulfilled the obligation for that child. I assume you still have an outstanding order for the younger one?
Yes.
Okay, so let me get some dates down. The two of you were married when?
2000.
And how old are your two boys?
I have a 20-year-old and I have a 17-year-old.
When were you divorced?
2014.
And at the time of the divorce, was a support order entered for both boys?
Not immediately, no.
When?
We separated for probably 2 years before some kind of arrangement was made.
But I'm saying you were divorced in 2014.
Yes.
At that time, was a support obligation put into place in your divorce?
Yes.
Yes. And what was that for each of the boys?
Total monthly, I got, I believe, $600 a month.
For both boys?
For both boys.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And this was all until the boys were 18 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
And your case alleges that when the older boy turned 18, Mr. Casey terminated his support obligation to that child.
The morning he turned 18, he called
That was his
court.
support obligation, and he fulfilled it under the terms of the divorce decree.
That morning.
And stopped paying support for that child. How old is that child now?
20.
So that's 2 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
What is that boy doing now?
He is a manager at a fitness place.
So he's working?
He's working.
Full-time?
Full-time.
And has he been working full-time since he graduated from high school?
He's just recently, about 6 months ago, started working full-time. He was going to school also, part-time.
Is he living at home?
Yes.
Okay. What you're suing for now is certain expenses, car repairs and medical bills.
Correct.
Which came first, the medical bills or the car repairs?
The car repairs first.
And when was it that car repairs were needed for the car?
It was on March 17th, 2023.
2023?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's another one for the car on May 16th.
Of 2023?
Of 2023.
And the medical bills?
Wisdom teeth was May 15th, 2023.
So based upon the dates that you've just given me, all three of these bills were incurred when your son was working full-time.
Correct.
And he lives with you.
Correct.
Does he pay you rent? Is not an answer. Does he pay you rent?
He pays some.
Be very careful. Does your son pay you rent? The answer is yes.
No, he does not.
Why not?
Because he doesn't make enough.
How much does he make?
He makes $9.98 an hour.
He works full-time.
He works full-time. He makes about $600 per every 2 weeks.
That's sort of interesting. Your son is working. Don't do that. This is her case so far. Why in the world would you ask your ex-husband to pay for things for his adult child who is working full-time and living at home rent-free? Why?
Because he didn't have insurance. He didn't have the money to cover for the procedure.
Well, just a minute. That's talking about the dentist. Dentists would always take payments. He works full-time and he has a car.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't he pay for his own car repairs?
He doesn't make enough.
Well, what does he spend his money on?
What does he spend his money on? He spends the money on gas. He spends the money on food. He does buy groceries. He buys the groceries.
Just a second. He buys groceries for your whole household?
Yes, he will. Yes.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
He does.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that he buys groceries for your whole household. Do you work?
I do.
Full time?
I do.
And you, sir?
Yes, 2 jobs.
Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do is tell me, Ms. Casey, your version of the contract that you entered into with your husband. When did that take place? Because you understand he is under no legal obligation to pay for anything at all. So I'd like you to tell me the circumstances and the date in which you entered into this contract with him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, prior to that, he was having a difficult time. I let him stay at my place until he I let Roderick stay at my place until he can get back on his feet.
Just a second.
And he said,
well, I don't uncross your arms. I don't know what you mean. You mean you allowed your former husband to move into your house?
To sleep on the couch, yes, because he had nowhere to go.
When?
I think it was in October, maybe, of last year.
October of 2022?
Yes, ma'am. And that's when I said, Roderick, I'm going to let you stay here. I'm going to help you until you can get on your feet. But you've got to help me with the boy. He's going to have his teeth pulled.
Oh, no, you didn't say all that to him in October of 2022. And then in May of 2023, he had dental work. You didn't anticipate that. I don't believe that, Miss Casey. If what you're telling me is that while he was staying with you and sleeping on the couch, you said to him, you can stay with me until you get on your feet.
Yes.
But then thereafter, you have to help me out with the boys. And he said, okay.
Yes.
Okay, is that the contract you're talking about?
Yes.
It's invalid. There's no contract.
Even though he agreed to say, I will help you.
Whatever agreement you thought you had is void for vagueness. It has to be set. Now, if you called him in May and said, there's an outstanding dental bill for Noah, would you pay it? Because he doesn't have enough money to pay it, and I have other expenses, and he said, yes, I'll pay it. That's a different story. But if you say to him, in October of 2022, I'll let you stay on the couch, but you have to continue to help me out with the boys, and he said, I will, that is not a contract.
I told him, you have to help me. I still need help. Even his mother knew that.
No, I don't care what his mother knew. I'm telling you, it's not a contract. So now
Grace Casey claims her ex-husband, Roderick Casey, owes for their child's medical bills and car repairs.
It's not an enforceable contract in the law. It's void for vagueness. He can say, I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you $10. That's help. I'm going to give you $20. I'll give you $100. What, instead of the dental bills being what they were $20,000. Would you expect him to pay that? What if the car bill, instead of being $500, was $2,500? See, he doesn't know. That's what I mean when they say void for vagueness. Neither one of you knew what he was contracting for. As a matter of fact, based upon what you just said to me, March and 2 bills in May, you didn't even know what they were going to be back in October.
No, you're correct. He knew once I received a bill how much it was.
Oh, be very careful, because that's not what you said to me before. I don't care whether he knew what the bills were. Did he agree to pay it in May of 2023?
He agreed.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding him agreeing, because now you're changing your story.
I called him, actually not him, his mom. I always contact him through his mom. He doesn't take my calls.
Well, yeah.
And I told him.
No, you didn't tell him.
I told her to tell her son that this is how much the bill is. And that he needs to pay it. And then she said she will contact.
She will tell him?
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then he said he would. He would.
Oh, just a second. So he called you and said, I'll pay for the bill?
He did, I believe, yes.
Oh, no, I don't believe you, Miss Casey.
No, he did. He did.
Miss Casey, I don't believe that he called you. You said, I don't speak to him. I speak to him through his mother. So now you're telling me that after you called his mother and gave her a figure, he called you and said, I will pay for it? No, didn't happen, Miss Casey. I can ask him. And if he's together, he's going to tell me.
Nope. She did not call me.
Did you call her?
Nope.
Who is this?
My mother.
Could you stand up, please? What is your last name?
Casey.
Miss Casey, do you remember when the plaintiff called you and said, I have this dental bill.
Of course I remember, because I paid it.
Which bill did you pay?
To get his teeth extracted in May.
How much was it?
Oh, $2,300, I think.
Just curious, did you make it directly to the dentist?
I was at the orthodontist, but his teeth were pulled, and I carried him home.
You went with him and you paid the bill?
I did.
Miss Casey, is that accurate?
That's
very easy.
Yes.
Well, then why are you suing him?
He still owes me the money for the prescriptions that he didn't pay for and the copay.
Miss Casey, I'm dismissing your case, and I'm going to tell you, I don't believe you. I think that you were very surprised to see Mr. Casey's mother here, because if you were being truthful with me when I asked you the dates of bills that you were expecting him to pay for, and you said dental extractions and 2 car bills, you should have said the dental extractions were not his responsibility because his mother paid for those. Why didn't you tell me that?
Because I owe her that money.
She owes me that money, but she owes me about $100,000 more because I've been paying for them since they divorced, for all the extra stuff. I know you know what it's like.
I do. Has Mrs. Casey been helping you since the divorce?
Yes, she has.
So why are you here today? You're getting more than your judgment of divorce provided for. Your former husband's mother has assumed a responsibility for whatever reason, and I don't have to go into it right now. Not necessary,
later.
But much later. Has assumed a responsibility that was not her responsibility. Has she ever sued you for any of the money she's given you since 2014?
No.
So she's just taken care of her grandchildren.
No.
What? Say thank you and goodbye, Mrs. Casey.
Yes.
Say thank you and goodbye. We're done here.
Thank you.
Case is dismissed.
All right.
This court is adjourned.
I paid more also than he ever has. He's never had any responsibility.
I did not owe her anything, but she owed my mom.
I was trying to get the car repair, which I did pay for.
I think their marriage was a kind of a disappointment to her, and she was left to raise the 2 boys.
Hopefully he, grows and learns and becomes more present and do well.
I was super impressed with that grandmother.
I was too. When she first raised her arm, I was a little concerned for her because I know you don't like that. But then when she came back around and waited her turn and it got to her, she really had a lot of good things to say.
She was a good grandma. She realized that what her son was contributing towards the support of her grandchildren was really insufficient to support them.
Sure.
And she evidently has the resources. And it wasn't just the dental work. She said she's been paying them since the divorce, which she said is well over $100,000, I think I heard her say. So I was really impressed with her. The plaintiff looked like butter would melt in her mouth, but it turned out she was a disingenuous lady.
I agree. I think if it was anything other than a money grab from her ex-husband, maybe she's still upset about the divorce, who knows?
Maybe.
Then the first thing out of her mouth would have been, I'm suing for the associated costs with the extraction, which my former mother-in-law paid for.
Right. There's an incident of road rage.
That was where he hit the side of my hand.
You threw something at it.
My driver's side window shattered. He purposely swerved towards me to hit me.
I don't think so.
This is Judy Justice. Christopher Stewart is suing fellow motorist Derek DeWitt for the cost of a broken car window and emotional distress.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Case 3040, Stewart versus DeWitt.
Thank you. Okay. Wife?
No.
Girlfriend?
Yes.
Were you in the car that day?
I was.
Great. Did you go crazy?
Well, it was my brand new car, so yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he was driving your car?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Stewart, you are suing the defendant because it is your claim that he smashed your car window during what is an incident of road rage, a little bit on both sides, perhaps. Why don't you tell me when this happened?
So it was Halloween of last year.
What time?
I believe around 5:30-ish.
Tell me where you were.
I was at the Costco parking lot. This is when it started, and it ended basically on the street just outside of the parking lot.
Okay, so is this a visual of where the incident occurred?
Correct.
Just so I get an overall picture before you start your testimony, would you approach the map and show me where you first connected with the defendant?
Here, actually. This is just at the exit of the parking lot.
You're both waiting to exit the parking lot.
Correct.
And where were you positioned as opposed to the defendant? Were you in front of him or behind him?
In the parking lot, I was in front of him.
And then what happened?
He goes around me to get in front of me and honks at me. We both end up at a red light.
So he went around you?
Correct.
Were you doing something that delayed you from exiting the parking lot?
No, I was not slowing at all. I was going the 15 miles an hour.
So he just scooted around you?
Correct.
Is that right, sir?
No, ma'am. The incident started at the stoplight.
He says that something happened, there was some interaction as you were both leaving the Costco parking lot. And I have to believe that, sir, because you were both leaving the Costco parking lot.
Correct.
And if you didn't notice him for some reason, I don't know why, but he noticed you. So there's a lot of cars here in traffic. So it would be too serendipitous for me to have to assume that he's making that up, that he didn't see you exiting the Costco parking lot.
Ma'am, that might have very well been the case. I did not realize or notice his car until we got tapped at the intersection.
Okay. Now you're both outside. And who was first?
His car is in front of mine.
Okay, and that's at the stoplight.
Yes.
And the light changes color.
Correct.
And he did not move.
Correct.
So now tell me what you did.
Sure. So I honked at him. I inched closer to him, hoping that he would see me. And then I had a collision with his car, like a fender bender.
Then you hit his car.
Correct.
Okay, now you can go back. Thank you. Okay, so now you hit the bumper of his car. So far, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do next?
I slightly reversed so that I wouldn't be near his car. What I did next was I stayed in my car. I saw him and his passenger get out. I didn't leave my car because I didn't want to get out in the intersection. And then the passenger took a photo of my car, the front. He approached my car. Frankly, he was staring me down.
He was what?
Staring me down, like this. And I did not feel safe, so I rolled up my window. He banged on it at that point, so I decided that I was going to, I didn't feel comfortable having him near me, so I decided to reverse.
How do you reverse if there are cars behind you?
Those cars began to go around everything and U-turn.
Okay.
I was going to go in the parking lot, and as I reversed to go back into the Costco parking lot, he, again staring me down this whole time, went into the street to block my way. And he had his phone in his hand, but he was searching for something in his pockets. At that moment, I decided that I was going to leave because he was not interested in taking a photo of my car. He was looking for something, and he was staring me down this whole time.
Well, usually when you have an accident, Mr. Stewart, and this was either an accident or an on purpose that you hit his car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what, because his car was standing still. You had already had, according to you, an aggressive interchange with him when he exited the parking lot. And what would seem logical is that if he honked you as he was moving out, and then he got in front of you, and the light changed and he didn't go, in your mind, you might say, well, he's going to wait until the light turns yellow, and then he's going to turn because I was evidently holding him up at the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Did that go through your mind?
I did believe that he was trying to punish me in some way.
You did believe?
Yes, I did.
Of course. Go around me, you honk the horn, now you're in front of me, we're both going to make a turn, and you're going to inconvenience me because it's a tit for tat. But the reaction to that isn't to hit his car.
I had no intention of hitting his car.
Well, but you did. His car was standing still, and you were inching towards him. If you were inching towards him at some point, what kind of car were you driving?
A Tesla Model S.
A Tesla. What year?
2022.
Okay. So you know that that has those bing, 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 bing if you get too close to a car, right? So your car is bing, 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 and all of a sudden it's going bing because you're really close. So you know all of that. So this is hardly an accident. You hit his car more of an on purpose. You may not have intended to do damage, but you hit his car. Whether negligently or on purpose, the first thing that you do when you have an accident is you get out of your car and you exchange information, because I don't know if your car was damaged. I assume his car was damaged because your insurance company settled with him.
Yes.
For the damage, which means your insurance found that you were at fault, at least with regard to the damage.
Yes.
But the first thing that you do is you exchange information. Now, it's a road rage situation, so I can sort of understand why, having just hit him, sort of on purpose, and he getting out of the car, you would feel slightly intimidated. Did you take a picture of his car?
I did.
And you have a picture of his license plate?
Yes.
So what you do after that, you call the police and say, there's just been a hit and run. He hit my car. He took off. I have his license plate. Can you run it for me and find out who he is? And they go and they'll find him and they'll arrest him for 12 hours or something till he gives them his insurance information. In any event, now you pull up your window and proceed to take off, and he blocks your way. And then what happened?
So whatever he was looking for in his pockets, he found, because as I was driving around him, I hear a ping on my car, very loud.
Where?
In the back driver's side.
And then what happened?
So I'm in full flight mode at this point and not thinking about really what to do. So I do what I was going to do, which is a U-turn. That puts me back in his path because he goes into the oncoming traffic and stops it. That's the blue, yes. And so he stops the traffic. And again, I'm just driving forward, so I don't see this happen. But as I'm driving past him, my driver's side window shatters. And you can't really see out of it at this point because it's just a spider web. I leave and later get a phone call from the police. They tell me that Mr. DeWitt had called them and they want me to come back to the scene. And frankly, I refuse because I was too scared. I didn't want to be in the presence of Mr. DeWitt again.
Well, just a second. Police called you and gave you a direction to return to the scene, and they're there at the scene. So what did you do? You just ignored them?
No, I told them that I didn't want to, and they agreed to have the officer come back to where I was. I didn't feel safe.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Christopher Stewart claims fellow motorist Derek DeWitt broke his Tesla window during a road rage incident and caused him emotional distress.
Now, I don't buy that you didn't feel safe, sir. You may not have felt safe if he told you to come back to the scene, but if police officers are on scene and they tell you, please come back to the scene, then that's what you do. You come back to the scene.
The officer did come visit me, and he told me...
You can't tell me what he told you. That's hearsay. You have a police report, I'll look at it.
Yeah, I do have a police report.
I'd like to look at it.
Okay.
Okay, so I see the police report, and the police report is relatively consistent with what you testified to today. The police report refers to a video, which I assume that the police officer watched. Is that correct?
I showed it to him.
After the taking information, the police officer determined that there was felony vandalism with regard to breaking his car window. I know that you're going to have a different story for me, I assume. Well, he has a video of exactly what happened. So now I would like you to tell me your version of what happened. You're standing at the red light, and would you go over to the map and show me where you were?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. We were sitting first car here in the turn lane. He was behind us. We felt a tap. We were trying to, so we had a Halloween party to go to. So she had a new car, and you can't put an address into the navigation system unless it's in park. So we put it in park, and we were putting in the address. Apparently, the light turned green. We heard him honk. I waved.
It's all becoming clearer.
Yes.
Okay. So you know you were going to a Halloween party. You were in Costco. I assume you were shopping in Costco?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But going to the Halloween party wasn't a surprise.
No, ma'am.
That's where you were going. So
yes, ma'am.
We could have put the address of where you were going in at the parking lot.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you didn't do that. Now you're at a light with cars behind you. You had to put the car in park. Are you reading him the address?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you stand up for 1 second? I'm just interested. Did you suggest to him that he put the address in the parking lot?
We didn't think about it at the moment, at that time.
Well, you see, I would have said to my husband, you are here in the parking lot. Let's put the address in the parking lot, which he would have said, don't tell me what to do when we're out of the parking lot, I'll put it in. Well, that's sort of ridiculous, because now you're annoying other people, because everybody's looking to make a left turn, your car is in park, and you're doing something else. I'm not excusing the fact that he hit your car at all, because it was aggressive. But it's frustrating. Everybody who's been behind a car that's doing something else, contacting their boyfriend or their girlfriend or sending a text message or looking for something in their pocketbook, is annoying. It's not being a good citizen. It's being selfish. It's just not right. Now, so you're doing something that's not right. You get tapped, and what happened?
So I told her, hey, we just got hit. We both exited the car. We walked around back, and she had her cell phone on her. I did not have my cell phone. I told her, and he started backing up. Immediately, as soon as we got to the back of the car, he was backing up, so much as it made the person behind him reverse so that he didn't hit them. He started backing up. I told her, take a picture of his car. He's trying to run. So she takes a picture, and then I said, put it on video. She puts her camera onto video and hits record, handed me the phone. I didn't point the camera. I wasn't trying to be a photographer. I walked over to the side of his car, and he's backing up. Now, the car behind him is trying to get out of his way.
You can stand there. You can have a seat. Go back.
So when I walked up to his car, I knocked on the window, and it's his testimony that I was staring him down and that I was aggressive and that he was scared.
You know, I'm sure you weren't happy with him.
And so he just started backing up. But cars coming down the road, he got gridlocked. He couldn't get into the Costco parking lot. So he came up. May I approach the map again, Your Honor? Mm-hmm. He came up past me, went between these two cars, and then made a U-turn. This is where I walked across the median to stop him. He then swerved at me. You could tell the safety features in the Tesla applied a brake and swerved to the right. He then overrode that and swerved back at me, trying to hit me in the car, in the road, and that's when everything took place.
Okay, so this is what the case is about. He wants you to pay the damage for his window and punitive damages for emotional distress, which I'm dismissing right now, Mr. Stewart, because you caused your own emotional distress. Whatever emotional distress you had, that was on you. So how much did it cost to fix your window? So I know a realistic figure, because this $10,000 isn't flying.
So the actual cost of the window was $617.86.
Okay. And how much did your insurance company pay to fix their car?
$619.45.
Okay. Before we proceed to look at these videos, because now what we're talking about is we're talking about $617 rather than $10,000. But from reading the papers, Mr. DeWitt, you suffered a broken hand.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your papers, at least, you suffered a broken hand because he hit you with his car.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sue him for hitting you with his car?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I've never sued anyone. Probably will never sue anyone.
Well, that's
sorry,
not,
but
well, if somebody swerved their car and broke my hand, I guarantee you I would find the best tort lawyer in whatever jurisdiction I was in and sue their pants off.
I felt he was trying to injure me. I would have handled it in a different manner.
Well, according to your testimony, Mr. DeWitt, he was trying to injure you. You said he overrode his Tesla to try to swerve right into you. Well, that's trying to injure you. There's no question about that. But I'm going to take a look now, because your statement is that he purposely shattered your window with something, and it's your suggestion, at least, that that's how he broke his hand.
Correct.
And he said, no, he broke his hand when you swerved. I read his papers. When you swerved and you hit him with the rear view mirror of your car, correct?
Yes.
Let's take a look. Is this your video?
Yes, this is the dash cam video.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
Right, so...
Shh.
Sorry.
Not a so. So he's got keys out. In one hand, it looks like a phone in the other. Now he's going across to where you're coming around. He crosses the little median. Oh, no, the car doesn't hit you, Mr. DeWitt. You threw something at it.
When he does the U-turn.
Okay, we're going to see more, but you do realize that you did throw something at his car.
So that was where he hit my side of my hand when he was coming past. So
I don't see that. Just a second. I don't see that. So let's look at it again. Is this when you claim that he hit you?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Christopher Stewart has accused fellow motorist Derek DeWitt of breaking his car window and causing him emotional distress. Derek claims Christopher tried to hit him with his Tesla.
Okay, so, Mr. DeWitt, this is my last question to you, sir. Now, you know that your girlfriend, who owns the car, has taken a photograph of his license plate.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're an intelligent guy, so ultimately you did what you could have done, which was just stay put, avoid any more confrontation, call the police as you did. They reached out to him, got his story. You stay in your car with your girlfriend, and you're safe, because you don't know whether he's a nut or not. Certainly his conduct was a little bit nutty that day, so I would have stayed in the car. Now, I want to, yes, the answer is yes. Now, your girlfriend, just curious, at any time did she say to you, just get back in the car?
No, ma'am. She did return to the car herself.
Yes, but didn't say to you, get back in the car?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Sorry. Yeah, I just assumed that all parties were going to stop and exchange information, so I went back.
Yeah, but then you must have watched there was a lot of action going on out there. You had to have been watching him.
I didn't see the specific incident when he went on the other side of the...
You didn't see him go across?
No, because I went into the car to get, like I said, it was a brand new car. I didn't even have the full registration information, all that, so I was getting the temporary information out of the car. So I was focused on getting paperwork and things out of the car.
Well, when was the next thing you saw?
When he was coming back across towards my car from the other side of the median.
Okay. And did you call the police?
We then pulled over and called the police.
Who called the police?
He called the police.
Okay. I had her phone in my hand, so I called the police.
You called 911?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall what he said when he called 911?
Well, he reported that we were hit and that the person fled the scene.
So he said, we were hit. You're talking about the car?
Yes.
And then you waited for the police?
Yes, and then an officer
arrived. Does that sound about right, that you said we were hit, referring to the car, and the person who hit us fled the scene?
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't say I was hit.
Your Honor, I do remember when the officer showed up, we talked about it, and I did have an injured hand, and I told him when he came around that I had been hit by the car and that he purposely swerved towards me to hit me.
Your Honor, he also told my insurance.
May I see that, please?
I think you can probably sit.
Oh, well, this is from the insurance carrier because you did, in fact, claim the injury to your hand as a result of being hit. The insurance company paid for the damage on your car, but said, according to the information available and footage, the injuries occurred because Derek DeWitt punched the window of your 2021 Tesla Model S. Based on these facts, we've denied liability and bodily injury claim, which clearly you put in, and it's been closed. So that's what happened. Okay. So the answer is, Mr. DeWitt, you have to pay for his window, $617. I don't have to get into, Mr. Stewart, my judgment as to whether or not you were acting appropriately that day. You were not. You hit his car on purpose, tapped it. He was irritating. He was being irresponsible along with his girlfriend by being in a traffic lane and deciding to use that time to plug in an address that they should have done 2 minutes before in a Costco parking lot. But that's what the world has become. Nobody thinks about anybody else these days. You may have gotten frustrated, but that doesn't give you license to hit his car. I don't think that you hit him. I think that he smashed your car window, and that's the best that I can see from the video that I saw. So he has to pay you the $617. I'm also really concerned about your reaction to the whole thing, and I really don't understand it. How much after the incident did the police finally contact you, and did they do that visually, or did they do that on the phone?
I was contacted first by them by the phone.
At home?
No. This was minutes afterwards.
Okay.
After the incident.
And you didn't go back to the scene, you went home?
No, I went to get my child. I was picking him up from daycare. Honestly, I didn't know what else to do.
All right, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $617. We're finished here. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
I honor the judge. She's a wonderful person, and I've watched the TV show for a long time, so her ruling is her ruling.
She believed that I intentionally hit him.
He's got a fight or flight mentality, and his is to flight, and mine is not.
I intentionally got close to him, hoping that he would move, but I did not intentionally hit him.
He overrode his safety features on his car and intentionally damaged my brand new car, and then tried to flee the scene.
The way that he was looking at me while I was trying to just reverse, like, I wasn't trying to flee the scene at that time. I was just trying to get out of the street.
There's a lot of things you look at in hindsight and change.
I guess I won in the end, but the whole thing wasn't worth it.
Just a couple of observations. There's a certain lack of respect for just your fellow human beings. Who cares? So he's behind me, so it'll be another light.
It just makes me think of, my saying, your poor planning is not my problem.
Yes.
So just because you didn't think to put in the address in the parking lot where you're already in parked, why does it have to become my problem that now I'm stuck at a green light trying to make a left? I'm going to be late for my event, for wherever I'm going.
Picking up my kid from school.
Just try and plan a little bit better to not make it everybody else's problem.
And then getting frustrated, and really, it had to be purposefully tapping his bumper, and then turning around, trying to evade giving his information. What I think is most compelling about the plaintiff, and he was entitled to his smashed window, the police told him to come back to the scene. He said no.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
I don't know how anyone could come here looking for any amount, but especially $10,000 when you ignored a direct order from a police officer.
Anyway, I know this sounds terribly sexist, and don't write letters or anything. I'm not interested in it, but most road rage cases, most that I've tried, have been men. Now, why is that? I think it's somehow related to testosterone. I don't know. I have to do a